Testing 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing. Good evening and welcome to game 1 of the weekend. The Division 3 Bishop Gorman Gales are taking on Pacific Ridge. Gales will be wearing dark blue. So Pacific Ridge, I think they only have one jersey. It's powder blue. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, playing Capistrano United. We are missing 2 players this trip, with Kincaid and Baldy out with injuries. All right, getting ready to kick off the first period. It's like the starting lineup, bringing back the money line. Tritton, Johnson, Creel, Martin and Miller start out the game at the blue line, and Kelly in net for game one. Tritton in at center, Creel to the right, Johnson on the left. Ref letting Creel know, back it up a little. Ridge wins the faceoff, sends it across the neutral zone. Martin has it, tries sending it up to Johnson, but picked off. Puck sent deep into the Gales defensive zone. Martin's going to get there first. Tries chipping it over to Miller. Tritton assisting. Johnson, puck taken away. Shot on net, but picked up by Miller. Deflected and going to do a dump into the defensive zone for Ridge. Poster comes in. Defensive change. Evan Davis also in. Poster walks it up. Tritton comes back. Johnson comes in to support back behind the goal line. Creel has it. Sends it over to Johnson, but picked off. Tritton comes in, tries to get some separation. And Pacific Ridge is going to try to bring it in. Everybody's a little too close to each other. Tritton has nowhere to send it. Tries sending it back to Creel, but picked off. Creel comes in, gets a stick on it. Back out to Creel. Creel to Tritton. To Johnson. Shot. High hit. Tritton walks back the other direction. He's got Dunnigan in. Tritton shot. Dunnigan couldn't get a shot off. Jennings in now. Sorry, folks. Overshot it. Jennings in. As Tritton comes off. Jennings holding it back behind the goal line. Just push off the puck. Dunnigan comes in. Davis coming in as the center. Davis trying to chip it out to the defenseman. Miller shot. Goes over the net. Comes back around to O'Hara. O'Hara holds it in. Chips it back deep into the Gales defensive zone. Dunnigan trying to work it in there. Out to Jennings. Jennings shot. Loose in front. Just goes in trying to pick it off, but sent deep. That's going to be on net. No ice. Miller retrieves it first. Doing a stretch pass back up to Jennings to Davis. Couldn't get there in time. Shot, but wide. O'Hara now chipping it up. Comes back to neutral zone. Tipped. No icing. Davis in pursuit. He's trying to get a stick on it. Player loses an edge. Comes back the other way. Davis trying to hit Davis. Swanson trying to chip it in deep. Davis tries to get a shot off with the stick. Deflected. Puck goes back out to the blue line. Davis couldn't pick it off. Davis hits player. Puck loose at the feet. Swanson brings it in. Evan Davis sends it on net. They're saying, well, not sure there should have been an icing. Davis chipping it up. That will be an icing. Schuberta couldn't get there in time. Puck going to coming back to the Gales defensive zone. 13:53 remaining in the first period. Posner, Miller, Schuberta, Zipancic, and Tritton. Zipancic comes away from the faceoff with the puck, brings it in, got a shot, sends it across. Schuberta tried to get the one-timer in there. Not sure why they're calling. Not sure why they called the play dead. Oh, the net came loose. A very short bench for Pacific Ridge. They have 5 players on the ice and 6 on the bench. No backup goalie. Miller pitches up, couldn't poke check it, and we have a 2-on-1 the other direction. Shot, glove by Kelly. Face off in the Gales defensive zone. Changing up the lines with some players missing. Looks like we have Johnson, Creel in with Davis at center. Martin and Miller. Martin and O'Hara defense. Puck for that shot wide. Martin regroups, brings it back behind the goal line. Brings it up himself. Brings it around back behind the goal line on the other side. Sends it across to Johnson. Johnson shot. Gloved. .13 minutes remaining in the first period. Davis in for the face-off in the offensive zone. Davis couldn't come away with it. Still loose, though. Creel gets there. Davis battling. Creel battling. Goes back out to Johnson. Johnson shot. Loose in front. Still loose. Davis has it. Tries fishing it back out to Johnson. Couldn't land a shot. Johnson brings it back behind the goal line. Needs some support. Trying to send it back to Creel. Johnson to Creel battling. Creel shoves player onto the net. Puck still in play behind the goal line. Creel comes in with a hit. Puck came across over a player. O'Hara couldn't get there. Shot. Kelly saves it. Puck comes back out into the neutral zone. Gales is having a rough start, as usual. For the first period, boys need to break off some rust from the week. O'Hara walking up himself. Shot. Loose out in front. No one there. Davis tries to get a stick on it. He does, but not enough. Jennings playing defense for a bit there. Dingled around. Puck loose out front. Puck still up in the air. Goal. Pacific Ridge. The puck happened to bounce up and over the defenseman. Marsh, Jennings, and Dunnigan. Marsh in at center. Evan Davis and Posner on defense. Marsh sends it back to the defenseman. Posner to Davis. Davis ships it up to Jennings, who sends it deep. And Marsh is in pursuit. Dunnigan's going to get there first. Hard hit. Marsh comes away with it. Had Jennings running up the center. Jennings goes in. Hard hit along the boards in favor of Jennings. Evan Davis pinches it up. Was battle to get position on the puck. Evan Davis chips up. Shot. Hits the pad and goes wide. Posner. Oops, sorry, folks. Posner bringing it around. Chips it up to Davis. Or sends it back to Posner. Sends it out to Jennings. Jennings has a stick lifted. They send it on net. Evan Davis sends it over to Posner. Back to Evan Davis. Dunnigan's in motion. Got it. Sends it in, and Gales are going to go for a change. Couchet, Swanson, and Tritton. Sent across by Pacific Ridge. Picked up, sent back up. We're just tag at this point. Passing it to each other between teams. Shot, short side, Swanson. Just over the net. Still held in. Shot, Martin. No goal. Shot over the net. Back up to Martin. Martin sends it on net. Loose in front. Swanson couldn't get a backhand shot on it. Sends it back out to Miller. Miller winds up shot left of the net. Swanson's going to get there first. Sends it back to the blue line. Miller, shot over the net. Miller is going to pinch up and grab it for another shot. Deflected. Loose out front. Swanson shot. Hits a post and goes out. Goes back out to Miller. Miller winds up for another one. Sends a player's stick flying on the shot. Ridge pinned down in their defensive zone. And they get the clear through the neutral zone. Send it across. And they go for a change. Kelly can hold it in there for Martin. Martin brings it around the net. Out to Shea. Lost it. Sent it deep. I'm going for a change. Chiberta, Davis, and Zapansikin now tipped. No icing. Miller's going to get there first. Sends it across to Chiberta. Chiberta and Davis and Zapansik in pursuit. Chiberta brings it across. Davis heading to net. Zapansik right. Holding up the back. O'Hara sends it back deep. Chiberta's going to get there first. Kicks it to Davis. Davis flicks it back out to Chiberta. Chiberta tries backhanding it short side. Couldn't land it. Zapansik has it. Sends it back to Evan Davis, who chips it up. Chiberta deflected, but a little too much on it. Sends it across to where he hoped Davis would be and probably should have been. Sent across. Kelly holds it at the blue line. Colin Davis trying to bring it around for a breakout. Spancic has it at the wall. He's going to bring it up himself. He's got the speed. Davis is stick lifted, couldn't get a shot off. Puck sent around the boards by Pacific. Johnson in now. Able to stuff it on the short side. Shot. Deflected. Davis goes in for a change. Marsh in now. Johnson goes in, try to pick it off. Marsh almost gets there. Creel comes in and says, "That's mine." 2 hits, and looks like we have a penalty on Creel. Yes. So Creel will head to the box for roughing. 7:23 remaining. Gale's going to go on penalty kill. Pacific comes away with the faceoff win. Johnson forces a pass through the center. Picked off by Marsh. Marsh trying to get a stick lift in there. And they bring it back around. They decide to go back for a regroup. And Marsh is going to be going pursuit. He's battling for position on the puck. Ridge comes away with it. Boucher almost gets a poke check in there. Across the blue line. Spin around. Trying to establish position in the zone. Creel goes in. Marsh went in. Xavier Boucher, stick lift. Couldn't get a shot off. Swanson. Pressure trying to force a turnover. Marsh gets in there. Boucher with the stick lift. And that's going to be an ice. 57 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. Gale's going to have an offensive face-off with Jennings and Dunnigan. Miller and O'Hara on defense. Gale's trying to break away from that first period blues there. Dunnigan goes in and tries to force a turnover. And that's going to be another icing. So come back the other direction. Dunnigan in for the face-off. Ridge wins it, brings it back behind the goal line. Sends it back the other direction. 40 seconds to go. Gales need to get there, pin it. Couldn't do so. Jennings, poke check. O'Hara tries playing it safe. Shot wide of the net. It's going to come back to Pacific. Back to the blue line. Chip back around. Jennings gets sticking there, and Gale send it. Chipped up. Dunnigan says, I'm going to get there first, and he does. Trying to get a shot off. 13 seconds left in the kill. Chipped up, and that's going to be out on the bench. And Gales are going to get a line change in with 5 seconds remaining in the kill. Face off just outside Ridge's zone. Tritton and Zapancic in. Evan Davis and Posner on defense. Puck goes wide. Tritton says he's going to get it. Zapancic drops back. We're back to 5-on-5. Creel heading to the bench. And Schiberta's going to come in as the 5th player. Puck sent across. Evan Davis gets stick in there. Trying to force a turnover. Puck's loose in the neutral zone. Posner gets sticking there, and Gales come away with it. Try chipping it up, but not enough. 4:54 remaining in the first period. Spancic in pursuit. The puck went back behind the goal. Bring it out right in front of their own net. Schiberta trying to get a stick on it. Posner battling through the neutral zone. Davis tries to get a stick on it. The puck's come back the other direction on 2-on-1. Davis from the ground sends the puck wide. Puck loose the other direction with Schiberta. Goal. Gales tie it 1-1. Pacific Ridge wins the faceoff. Sends it back into our zone. And Martin feeds it up to Creel, who feeds it to Davis. Davis brings it to the neutral zone. And he's got Johnson, who is left. Davis shot off the stick and just over. Johnson trying to shuffle it back down to Creel. Creel at the curve there. Johnson now couldn't hold on to it. Davis comes in. Tried to get a hit in there. Davis couldn't flick it into the zone. Puck's going to come back. Martin able to nab it before it gets too deep. And sent across to Johnson or Davis. Weren't really communicating who was going to get it. Davis and Johnson both come off. Creel by himself. Puck loose out front. Creel almost gets a shot off. Marsh in now with Swanson. Martin dangling through the neutral zone. He's going to bring it in himself. Shot over the net. Marsh kicks it back into play. Sends it across to Crochet. Crochet shot. Goal. Gales up 2-1 with 2:53 remaining in the first period. Asking Crochet to back up just a wee bit. Swanson, Marsh, and Crochet. Marsh wins it, sends it back to O'Hara. O'Hara chips it up to Swanson. Stick lifted, couldn't get there. Crochet goes to press. Posner has it now at the blue line. Shot. And Blocker sends it wide. O'Hara now. Shot, hits a player and goes wide. Puck comes out to Posner. Posner opts to send it back into the Gales' offensive zone. Very smart move. Puck along the boards. Loose out in front. Crochet trying to get there and get a stick on it. Couldn't. Posner hook checks back the other direction. Swanson is hit at the blue line, and they're going to go ahead and call a player for roughing now. Players trying to find out how the refs are going to call this, how much they'll let them play. Gales are going to go on the power play, up 2-1 with 2:07 remaining in the first period. First power play group in. Looks like we got Tritton, Dunnigan, and Jennings, with Martin and Evan Davis at the blue line. Puck comes back out. Pacific Ridge able to get a stick on him. Martin's going to get there first. Brings back behind the goal. Bringing through himself. Bringing short side, backhand. Couldn't land it. Martin winds up. Shot. Just to the left of the net. Puck loose and covered. Dunnigan tried to get a couple shots in there before the cover. And the rest will separate them. 1:26 remaining in the power play. First one for the Gales for the game. Tritton in at center. Posner in. And Miller. Ridge has it, and they clear. Kelly goes there for Miller. Miller mills around. Gets through and into the offensive zone. Shot over Jennings. Hit from behind. If you could move him, it might have been a boarding. He held strong. Jennings sends it to Tritton. Tritton gets a one-timer in there. Jennings tries sending it back, but picked off and cleared. Gales going for an offensive change. Send it out to Zupancic. Zupancic and Shiberta now. Zupancic dingles around. Picked off. Davis comes in for support. Davis flicks it back deep. Gets tripped up. Zupancic now trying to hold it. Comes away with it. Sends it across. Davis is going to get there. The hard hit. Davis sends back to Shiberta. Shiberta brings it along back behind the goal line. 14 seconds left. It's going to cover the majority of the period. Shiberta sends it out to the point. Posner winds up loose in front of Davis. Davis flicks it across, hits a skate and goes wide. Davis has it back behind the goal line. 3 seconds left, and puck gets sent out. 3 seconds remaining in the period, and they're just going to skate it off as we will head into the second period. Shots on goal, 0. So says the board. All right, getting ready to kick off the second period. Looks like we are going to be rolling with Marsh at center, Johnson and Creel in the wings, O'Hara and Evan Davis at the blue line. Marsh wins the faceoff, brings it back to O'Hara, chips it up to Johnson. Couldn't get there in time. Puck comes across. O'Hara finishes his check down the other side. Puck back in the Gale zone. Bridge coming in strong. So the second period, Creel goes in. Almost gets separation. Creel grabs it himself. Lost an edge. O'Hara dingles around, still in. It's at the blue line. And Marsh is going to bring it up to the neutral zone and sends it deep. Boys get to work in the zone. Creel gets there first. Gets hit along the boards. Puck comes loose. Need another forward in there to support. And puck coming back the other direction. And O'Hara sends it wide. Gets another check poke in there. Out to Johnson. Johnson sends it across. Creel's going to get there first. He's got a clear lane. Couldn't get the shot off. Loose in front, and Johnson finishes it on the backside of the net. Giving the Gales a 3-1 lead. All right. Ready for the face-off. Got Swanson, Crochet, and Tritton. Well, Martin and Miller. Pacific wins it. It's loose in their zone. Puck comes back across, and that's going to be an icing. Puck coming back the other direction. Gales win the faceoff. Martin winds up. And beaten up by the goalie. Gales again needing to get some more traffic in front of the goalie. Gales win the faceoff again. Send it back to Martin. Martin winds up. Goes over the net. Miller is going to pinch up. Is able to hold it in. Comes back across to the blue line. Tritton sends it deep. Over to Swanson. Tritton gets a stick on it from the other direction. Martin trying to stuff it to the neutral zone and couldn't. Shrugs off the forward. Does bring it up himself, but hook checked off of it. And Pacific brings it the other direction. Loses it at the blue line. Shot. Couldn't get along there, but almost. Miller couldn't hold on to it. Puck comes around. Kelly sends it wide. Very bouncy puck this evening. Crochet sends it in. Davis comes in for Tritton. Break out the other direction. So send it across, picked off by Davis. Davis is going to bring it back in. Hook checked off of him. And goes back out to Posner, who feeds it up to Davis. Couldn't hold on to it. Davis holds it along the boards. Comes out. Posner wasn't able to get there in time. It's back to the neutral zone. I'd show you if there weren't people in front of me, but they're battling along the boards. Posner comes away with it. Sends it across the crease. Dunnigan almost able to get a shot off. Davis, Dunnigan, and Jennings. Posner and Evan Davis. Blue line. Not sure what the issue is. Is it going to wave off the forward for Pacific? Still not sure what the problem is. Davis wins it back to Posner. Posner sends it across to Evan Davis. Evan Davis shot. Dunnigan couldn't get a hit or a shot there. So it bounced across. Posner holds it, sends it back to Jennings. Jennings brings it back behind the goal line. He's got Dunnigan out front. Dunnigan's shot off just wide. Davis comes in. Couldn't hold on to it. Puck comes back up to Posner. Posner shot. Davis tries tipping it, but it was wide. Jennings working back out. Goes to Davis. Davis shot. Bouncing puck right of the net. Jennings brings it across. Sends it out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan tries to get a shot off, but hits a stick in the process. Dunnigan sends it back to the blue line to Evan Davis. Evan Davis shot. Hits a stick and goes wide. Line change. O'Hara, Miller, Marsh, Shiberta, and Zapancic. 13-14 remaining in the second period. Gales up 3-1, which you can tell because we have a scoreboard, folks. O'Hara picks it up, sends it across the goal line, chipped up to Shiberta. Shiberta dingles it around, trying to get there in time, couldn't. Punts it back behind the goal line. Almost picked off by Zapancic. O'Hara keeps it in play. It's at the feet of Zapancic, bouncing puck. O'Hara walks up, tries to get a shot off, but picked up. And Miller comes in. Shot, short side. Marsh chips it up to Shiberta. Flicks it out. And just going to send it deep. Send around the boards to Shiberta. Shiberta looking to send it up to the center. Marsh hit his feet. Back out to the neutral zone. Gales still carrying over some of the first period stuff into the second period. Ridge kind of skate this one around. Number 8 is their top player for Pacific Ridge. Skates it to the neutral zone. Gales getting a breakout. Shiberta couldn't get around it and comes back out to Miller. Miller's going to bring it up himself. Shot. Deflected up and into the netting. Pacific Ridge gave him the lane. Miller decided to take it. Evan Davis, Martin. On defense, Johnson, Tritton, and Creel. Money line back. Gales able to win the face-off. Martin tries sending a shot off. Sent it deep. Picked off. Loose out front. Couldn't get a shot off on it. And Evan Davis regroups, sends it in, and boys are going to tag up and get to work. Sent across. Evan Davis picks it off. Dingles around. Couldn't hold on to it. Still battling. Up along the boards. Is at his feet. Tritton drops back on defense. Johnson picks it off. Couldn't get enough on it. And puck comes out the other direction. No icing. Martin has it. Picked off. Evan Davis tries to bring it up and picked off. Martin gloves it. Sends it across to Creel. Tips it to himself. Gets pressed off the puck. Tritton tries to get a shot off. Couldn't. Goes back to Martin. Martin shot high. Goes back out to Miller. Miller brings it up along the boards. Loose out front. Tritton sends into the corner. Comes back out. Miller shot left of the net. Martin's going to pinch up. Pokes it. Sends it back behind the goal line. Tritton's coming in. Creel comes in as well. Johnson trying to get a stop. Couldn't. Comes back out. Miller's going to lob it back in. Comes back out to Martin. Martin has an opening shot. And saved by the goalie. Swanson, Davis, and Couché, as well as Evan Davis and Posner. Face off the Gales' offensive zone. A little bit more communication with the ref. Davis wins it back to Posner. Posner winds up, and goalie covers it up. Davis wins it, goes back to Posner. Posner walks it, sends it back behind the goal line. Couché has it. Davis is at net. Comes back around to grab it, sends it across to Swanson. Couldn't get a shot off. Puck coming back the other direction. Evan Davis is going to get there first. Got a player on him. Sends it wide. Picked off. Player's unable to hold on to the ice here. Hold on to the puck. Stretch pass picked off by Evan Davis. Evan Davis sends it deep just to the right of the net. And Swanson's going to get to work. Shot almost tipped in by Couché. Evan Davis has it at his feet, holds it, sends it back to Couché. Davis goes in for support, goes back behind the goal line. It's like Davis draws a penalty. Kelly comes back out of net. And 15 is going to head to the box. Again. Two minutes for interference. Yeah, it was going on the power play. 8:45 remaining in the second period. Boys appear to be laughing on the bench. It's always good news. Marsh in at center. Puck cleared. Marsh, Dunnigan, and Jennings. Puck comes back out to Jennings. Jennings couldn't hold it in. Puck in the neutral zone behind the parents' heads. Miller sends it back deep. Miller working with O'Hara at the blue line. Puck comes across. Boys need to maintain some possession here. Get moving. The power play was not added to the board, so we do not know how much time remains. So we just let it ride. Jennings brings it in. Got Dunnigan. Jennings dingles around. Sends it back out to Miller. Blue line Miller sends it back to Jennings. Jennings walks up. Shot off the post. Marsh couldn't hold on to it. Martin couldn't hold on to it as they cleared. 55 seconds. They got up on the board. 55 remaining. Stretch pass out to Miller. Working as a forward. Poke checked off. Shiberta chips it in. And Zapancic, the speed demon, gets there first. No ice as we are on the power play. Miller brings it back behind the net. Sends it across to Tritton, and Shiberta, and Zapancic. Tritton brings it in. Got in the corner, sends it back over to Martin. Martin to Miller, to Tritton. Just out of reach of Evan Davis. Evan Davis has time, though. Says, I'm going to get a shot. Hits a post again. Shiberta trying to shovel it off to Evan Davis. 2 seconds left. Martin drops back to cover. Great pass by Shiberta, but picked off by Zapancic. Picked up by the team. Zapancic sends it back to Evan Davis. Tipped. Evan Davis, let me catch up. Evan Davis shot, tipped, but goalie was able to eat that one up. 6:34 remaining in the second period. Gales up 3-1. Johnson, Creel, Colin Davis, O'Hara, and Posner in. Davison for the faceoff. Gales win the faceoff. Creel sends it back to the blue line to Posner. Posner sends it across. Lob pass. Walked up by O'Hara. O'Hara gets a shot. Bouncing in the air. He's going to try to get another one. Nope. Brings it back behind the goal line. Gets tripped up. No call. 1, 2, 3 refs. Let's see, 4 refs this evening. So Ridge brings it back the other direction. Posner brings it back behind the goal line. Sends it across to Colin Davis. Trying to chip it out to Johnson. Couldn't. Davis in pursuit. Davis shoves him off the puck, but goes down. And that'll be an offsides. Marsh, Swanson, and Shea with Miller and Martin in the defense. Gales get into the zone. Keep it. It's 2-on-1. Swanson winds up loose in front. Follow-up shot. And Pacific clears it. 5:25 remaining. Comes back out to Miller. Miller winds up. Shot. Goal from the blue line. To make it a 4-1 game. Marsh in for the face-off. Hold up. We're going to tell Shea to back a little bit up. Back up a bit. Marsh tries sending it back to the defense, but didn't have enough on it. Miller pressing along the boards, able to shove him off the puck and comes away with it. Miller dodging the ref, trying to send it across to his other defenseman. Gets it out to Crochet, couldn't hold on to it. It's in the neutral zone, sent back in, delayed offsides. Miller looking for a stretch pass, picked off, not going to be an icing. DC has it, wraps it around, just too wide, hits the post, sent back across to Crochet. Picked off by Pacific, and it comes back. Martin gets a shot off, hits a player, and goes across the ice to the other side. Swanson gets a hold of it, sends it back to Crochet. Ridge sends it across. Evan Davis sends it in, chipped, still in play, went up and over, almost out of over the glass. Crochet and Marsh working back behind the goal line. Comes back across. Evan Davis trying to get another one in. Another shot. Keeps it. Backhands it in. Marsh gets a backhanded shot off up and over the net. And puck's coming back the other direction. And Kelly with a save. Starting to think he's getting a little lonely back there. Martin comes away with it. Angles it out, but picked off on its way out. Hard hit by Jennings. Shot very wide of the net. Evan Davis is going to get there first. Jennings rolls up, sends it across. Swanson thought it was for him. Marsh is going to bring it in. He's got the positioning for it. Through the crease and out the other side. Goes back to Posner. Posner walks it up. Posner has it. Dangles around. Trying to get a shot off. Goes to Jennings. Jennings gets poke checked off of it. Posner comes in and sends it to the boards and trying to get it deep. Jennings dangles around. It's got Dunnigan getting tangled up. Surprised they haven't called holding on anybody. Gales with a solid back check. Puck's coming loose, though. And they're going to call a penalty on tripping. Looks like Evan Davis is going to head to the box. Davis coming in to undercut the forecheck. Made contact with the legs. Tritton, O'Hara, Stepancic, and Miller. Stepancic was able to get a stick on that one, sending the puck over the net. Puck's now in the corner. Miller gets there. You just need to clear, and off the boards, up and through the neutral zone. And Stepancic is on him, chasing him out. And we're going to have a 5-on-3 now. With another Gale going to be heading to the box. 6-on-4. 1:20 remaining in the first penalty. Puck sent across. Gales are just going to let it ride. Clock is running. And 1:05 left in the penalty. And we're going to go to a 5-on-3. Stepancic joining Evan in the box. Martin, Posner, and Colin Davis in for the 5-on-3. For the minute and 1:05 of 5-on-3. So we do a quick timeout. Bringing the puck out into the neutral zone. Not sure why, but I'll take it. Yep, they're going to bring it back into the Gales' defensive zone. Face-off critical here, so defense can clear. Pacific comes away with it. Davis gets a stick on it. Couldn't clear, though. Actually, he does through the neutral zone. Loose, but covered by Kelly. Creel coming in for the 5-on-3. 43 seconds remaining. Pacific wins it. Back to the blue line. Back out into the corner. Send it back out to the wall. Send it across. Couldn't hold on to it. Puck sent around the boards. 20 seconds remaining. 55 in the period. Creel in pursuit. Almost gets a stick on it. Send it across the other side. And Kelly loves it. 6 seconds remaining. We're going to get a defensive change here. Nope. Let's see who we all have here. I think we're going to have a few too many players. Martin comes off. Johnson, Miller, and Chaberta. Evan Davis is going to be coming out. They'll give them 2 forwards, 2 defensemen. cleared. And that's going to put us to 5-on-4. Gibraltar puts pressure in the offensive zone, gets a stick on it. Rich sends it across. Walks it in. Goes back. Drops it back to the defenseman. Sends it across the other. Back to the wall. Got to watch the other side. Hook checked out. Johnson's going to get there. Couldn't get there. Got a stick lift. Miller clears it. And that'll be the end of the second period. Gales up 4-1 as we go into the third. We'll have 18 seconds of penalty kill as we get into the third period. All right. Looks like Swanson and Couchet will be kicking off the third period. Frankie coming on board in 18 seconds. Miller and Martin in a defense. Couchet into the faceoff. Ridge wins it. Sends it up. Couchet gets a stick on there, and Gales couldn't quite clear. Swanson tried sending it, but couldn't. Pacific Ridge goes to set up, sets it back to the defenseman, walks it up, shot, loose out front. That's going to come back and into the neutral zone as they go for a regroup. And Martin's going to send it, but gloved. Davis in now. Shot. We are back to 5-on-5. Over the stick of Couchet. Davis will bring it through the other direction. Goalie sends it wide. Davis is able to regroup it. Sends it back to Swanson. Swanson sends it across. Couldn't get the shot off. O'Hara has it at the blue line. Sends it up. Picked off. Davis able to get a stick in there. Shot and glove by Kelly. Face-off coming back into the Gales defensive zone. 5-on-5 play. 15:45 remaining. Jennings, Marsh, and Dunnigan. Evan Davis. Jennings trying to send it out to Dunnigan. Marsh sends it across. Tries stuffing it on the rebound, but nothing was there. And they're going to call it dead. Evan Davis and O'Hara at the blue line. Ridge wins it. Loses it, though, through the center. Jennings has along the boards. It's picked off. And come back the other direction. Evan Davis poke checks. Able to send it over to Dunnigan. Dunnigan's going to walk it in. It's held up. Sends it across to Jennings. Jennings held up along the boards just enough to give the team. Jennings comes away with it. Shot. Loose out front. Jennings still has it. Sends it out to the blue line. O'Hara walks it up. Shot. Just wide of the net. Comes back to Evan Davis. Shot and deflected wide by the defenseman. Jennings sends it back up to Marsh. Marsh gets a shot off that hits the body. Comes back out along the blue line. O'Hara somehow stuffs it there. Comes out. Dunnigan sends it to Jennings. Jennings sends it deep. And the boys are going to go for a full change, except, nope, not Evan Davis. Sends it across the crease. Sorry, folks. Roberta gets a stick in there. Gale's still able to hold it in their zone. I had anticipated a breakout. Tritton goes in for a hit along the boards. Poster's going to get it. Chips it up to Roberta. Sends it across. Hits the post. Back behind the goal. Miller kicks it up. Flips it in the air. That's going to be out. Face-off going to be back out in the neutral zone. As Gale's player is the one who sent it out. Posner, Miller, Roberta, Spancic, and Tritton. Miller, Spancic sends it in, actually. Tritton gets a stick on it, comes back to Roberta. Roberta gets a shot off, but left of the net. Miller sends it around the boards. Poster's going to get there. Trying to chip it up. Roberta. Thrown out, and face-off's going to come back. Let's see. Grabbed it out in the air and tossed it into the neutral zone. All right. Martin, O'Hara, Creel, Johnson, and Colin Davis. Davis in at center. No clear winner on that one. Pacific Ridge comes out, sends it across. No icing. Martin gets in there, sends across. Davis has it. He's going to bring it up. Brings it along, sends it across. Johnson couldn't get another one. Davis sent it through the paint. Comes back out to Martin. Martin sends it across to O'Hara. O'Hara trying to get a shot off. Couldn't. It's at the feet of Creel. Puck's coming back the other direction. Player stretching out. Martin gets enough of a stick on it to keep it out of reach. The forechecking player on stretch pass. Face-off coming back to the Gales' defensive zone. 12:52 remaining in the third period. Gales up 4-1. Posner, Marsh, Swanson, and Touche. Shot, bouncing puck. Evan Davis is there as well. He's going to get there first. Looks it up the boards, and that's out of play, and that should be offside. Player didn't hear. Hoping that would come all the way back. We're going to do this just outside the Gales' defensive zone. Gales win the faceoff, send it across to Davis. Davis is going to bring it through in the forecheck. Shot. Just wide of the net. Puck comes back out. Posner able to hold it in with the skate to prevent a breakout the other direction. Marsh can bring it back around the net. Player tried hitting Marsh and missed. Shot. Davis just left of the net. Sends back to the blue line. Posner shot. Couldn't get enough on that one as he was hit. And they're going to try skating it out. Posner sends it back in. And everyone but Posner and Swanson are going to go in for a change. No, not Spancic. Tritton out. And Jennings out. Swanson out. Miller in as well. A lot of clumping on both sides. Posner almost picks that off. Comes away with it. Breaks the neutral zone and sends it in. Keep them busy on the other side. Go for a defensive regroup. Couldn't pick it off. Jennings gets a stick on it. Hits Swanson. Back the other direction. Swanson sends it up. Jennings gets it around. He's got Tritton ahead of him. Sorry, folks. Jennings back behind the goal line. Sends it through the front. Dunnigan and Tritton there for a greasy goal. But the goal was able to cover. 11 minutes remaining in the third. Pacific Ridge comes away with it. Tritton on the forecheck. Comes back up to Miller. Miller sends it up to Jennings, who decided to get a shot off instead. Tritton stuffs the breakout. And we got a 2-on-1 if we hurry. Jennings, goal, 5-hole, short side. Make it 5-1. Goal, Jennings. 10:38 remaining. Spancic, Gilberta, Davis, Colin Davis, and Evan Davis. Davis has it at his feet. He's going to bring it in. He's poke checked off. Gilberta shot, deflected wide. Davis has it, brings it along behind, sends it across. Spancic gets a shot off, hits the post and up. Now, up and over. Davis gets a stick on it, comes back out to Evan Davis. Couldn't hold on to it. And O'Hara's going to walk it across. Shuffles it out to Spancic. Couldn't hold on to it. Gilberta's going to bring it in. O'Hara gets a shot off. Couldn't land it. O'Hara brings it, sends it back to Colin Davis. Davis sends it up to Gilberta. Couldn't hold on to it. And that's going to be a penalty on the Gales. I believe Gilberta will be heading to the box. For tripping. Gales going on penalty kill. Posner, Miller. And looks like Cash Johnson and Liam Marsh headed up for the forwards. Puck comes back out to the blue line. Sends it over to the wall. She walks it up. Shot wide. Sorry, it's Kelly and goes wide. Send it across through center. And Kelly able to swallow that one up. Gales win the faceoff, trying to get it clear. And actually, they're going to walk it up. Chip it up to himself. There's no icing, so you might as well. He gets there, puts it just to the right of the net. Johnson has it. Sends it back behind the goal line as the Gales try to keep it pinned. Back there, 9 minutes remaining, 126 in the penalty. The other direction. Marsh gets stick lift. Bridge still has it. Walk it up. Another stick lift. And it's to the neutral zone. Both. This looks like interference. Should have called it, but didn't. Comes back across the neutral zone. Evan Davis poke checks it out. And they're going to send it. Hits Evan Davis' helmet. And just chips it up to Marsh. Marsh trying to clear. Couldn't. Shot. Loose out in front. Johnson couldn't hold on to it. Another shot. Deflected. Hits the post. And Davis sends it, but gloved. Tritton in now for Johnson. Puck loose. Tripped. No call. Try stuffing it short side. Gales just need to clear the puck. Puck back out of the blue line. Sent back deep. 12 seconds left. Kelly sends it wide. Creel comes in now. Who's up front? Evan Davis drops to stop it. Deflected up and out. Trying to get two, and he does to Shiberta. Has one so far. He's got Creel to his left. Shot just to the right of the net. O'Hara pinches up. Sends it. Tritton sends it out to. I'm sorry. Sends it out to Shiberta. But picked off. Shiberta comes off, and Swanson comes in. O'Hara able to steal it at the blue line, send it back deep. 7 minutes remaining. Creel in pursuit as the puck shuffles it back to Miller. Miller winds up, tipped wide of the net. Back to O'Hara. O'Hara winds up, shot, deflected. Creel. Creel dingles around, couldn't hold on to it, comes back along the boards to O'Hara. O'Hara is going to walk it up, sends it back to Miller at the blue line. Shot, hits Swanson, and he's feeling that one. Shot, goal. Making it 5-2 with 6:22 remaining. Crochet, Davis, and Dunnigan. Nope. Hold up. Davis, Dunnigan, Jennings, as well as Evan Davis and Aiden Posner. Jennings picks it off, brings it into the zone, dingles around, he gets there. He's got one already. Brings it across to Posner. Posner sends it out to Evan Davis. Evan Davis winds up loose. Dunnigan's going to get there, sends it back up to Evan Davis. Another shot. It goes wide. Davis shuffles it up to Jennings. Jennings brings it up, tries dropping back to Davis. Couldn't get enough on it, and it's coming back the other direction. Posner has it. Send it across. Back at the blue line. Shot. Hits Jennings in the legs. Jennings in pursuit. Davis gets a stick on it, and Kelly gloves it. Marsh, Shiberta, Zipancic, Martin and Miller. Martin sends it out to Zipancic just out of reach. Shiberta comes away with it. Sends it across the crease. Held in at the blue line. Breakaway the other direction. Martin pushes off the stick. No penalty. Miller sends it across to Shiberta. Shiberta walks it in. Dingles around. Still has it. Shot, goal. Making it 6-2. .44 remaining in the third period. Tritton, Creel, Johnson, money line, back. Evan Davis and O'Hara. Tritton sends it out to Creel, sends it through the legs, and he still has it. Sends it back to the blue line. O'Hara shot just wide of the net. Comes back out. Evan Davis has a player behind him, but he holds it. Shot. His player's leg and goes wide. Tritton comes away with it, brings it across, goes short side. Couldn't get a backhand shot on there. Evan Davis couldn't hold on to it. He's going to come back the other direction. No icing. O'Hara has it. Tries shuffling it up to Johnson, but picked off. Short side shot. Kelly saves it. Puck's still loose, though, back behind the net. Tritton's going to bring it up himself. He's got Scott Johnson. Decides to bring it up. Tritton shot. Johnson tried following up on the rebound, but it bounced around. Miller in now on defense. And Ridge going to bring it in. Tries to dingle around. Sends it across. Nobody's there. Tritton gets a stick lift. Johnson comes away with it. Got it the other direction. One-on-one. Miller, though. Hard hit. And we have another player. 15 is going to head back to the box again. (15) also plays for OCHC. Based on the helmet logos. Face off in the Gales' offensive zone. They're going to call interference. It's a very similar hit to the one put on Davis in the crease. .306 remaining in the game. 2 minutes on the board. Gales on the power play. Crochet, Swanson, Colin Davis, Posner. Davis sends it back to the blue line. Sends it back to Posner. Posner one times it just right of the net. And it looks like we're going to have tripping call with Crochet heading back. A little 4-on-4. And I believe the puck's going to come back the other direction, as it should. Swanson, Davis staying in for the 4-on-4. Miller and Posner in. 149 for the initial penalty, and a fresh 2 minutes put on for the second. For the Gales. And Pacific Ridge is going to be sent off out of the face-off. Davis comes away with it, sends it back to Miller, sends it up to Posner. Fresh shuffling out to Davis. Couldn't get there. Davis trying to send it up to Swanson. Was just going to bring it up himself. Lost it, though. Goal. Pacific Ridge. And we're still 4-on-4. Leave. Yeah, Shea's still in the box. All right, Jennings and Marsh, Evan Davis and Martin. And Marsh is going to get waved off. Jennings is going to come on in. Foot race for the puck. And Evan Davis able to send it deep. Jennings in pursuit for the 4-on-4. Gets a hard hit, and they're going to put Jennings in the box now as well for, I would imagine, roughing. Ref this evening not too keen on the contact. All right, 4 on 3. Marsh taking the face off. Martin and Evan Davis on defense. Ref waves off another player. We'll bring it back to the blue line. A lot of ice out there. Shot. Hits the goalie's mask. Evan Davis sends around to Martin. Martin in a foot race. And they're going to call another penalty. Someone Martin. No. Sorry. We're going to call it on Ridge for hooking. All right. So 3 on 3 for at least 50 seconds. Tritton, Miller, Osner. Tritton in for the face-off. Ridge wins it. Send it across to the wall. Through the neutral zone. And the Gales clear it. And Davis tries to pick it off. Sorry, Miller tries picking it off, but it gets sent deep. Miller sends it around to Tritton. Comes back around. So Bridge is going to maintain possession through the neutral zone. And about 13 seconds, they're going to be a man up. 2, 1. Yales need to watch out for the stretch pass. Not sure. Save. No goal. Three seconds left. And the Gales' first penalty. Dunnigan coming in at center. Kelly with a clinch save there on the stretch pass and the player coming out of the box. Send it back to Dunnigan. We are now 4 on 4. Chipped up to Crochet. Hit his feet. And we have 30 seconds. 4 on 4. Puck trying to get sent across. Does. Shot wide of the net. Creel couldn't get it out. Sends it over to Dunnigan. Dunnigan gets a stick in there and it goes wide. He's in pursuit. Trying to get a shot off. And goalie able to absorb that one. 19.1 seconds remaining in the third period. Evan Davis still in the box for another 4 seconds. Dunnigan, Creel, Martin, and Evan Davis. And they're going to make him redo that one. Killed about a half second. Dunnigan gets waved off. Martin coming in to take the face-off. Martin sends it wide. Evan Davis can get there. Sends it deep. Jennings comes in. Sorry, Jennings was in the box. They had the number wrong. Shot short side by Creel. Creel dangles around. He's got it back behind the goal line. 4 seconds left. This is Martin. Shot by Martin. Hits a player who's going to feel that tomorrow. And the Gales come away with a 6-3 win. Right, game 2 for the weekend. Only 2 games this weekend. Game 2 will be against Capistrano United at Anaheim Ice tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Also, a quick shout out to Cash Tritton, who was selected as the Anaheim Ducks High School Hockey League. He's accepted onto the All-Star team. They will have a mashup of players from the varying clubs and schools. I believe sometime in February. All right, folks. That's it for the game. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.